Welcome to the 8th episode of the MousekaBros podcast. Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm his brother Randy. Be sure to like us on Facebook at the MousekaBros. We will be releasing new episodes every Friday, so make sure you subscribe to get the latest podcast. On today's episode, we talk about overrated Disney experiences around the Walt Disney World Resort and our opinions. We are defining experiences as anything you have to pay for to make your vacation more magical. We will do a follow-up episode next week and talk about the underrated Disney experiences, so be sure to check that out. On our list, we have 5 of the experiences, that Ryan and I have kind of talked about beforehand. We had a bigger list, and then we narrowed it down to kind of our top 5 that we think are the most overrated around Disney.
Yeah, so you go ahead and take the first one.
All right, so our first one is Extra Magic Hours. Extra Magic Hours is a perk for guests staying at Walt Disney World Resort hotels, including Swan, Dolphin, and Shades of Green, plus the Disney Springs Resort area hotels. Basically, to summarize that mouth jumble, is just any hotel that is on Disney property, they are eligible for Extra Magic Hours. On selected days of the week, Disney Resort guests will be able to enter a Disney theme park 1 hour earlier or stay in a selected theme park about 2 to 3 hours later than the official park operating hours. Extra Magic Hours offers a limited number of food and attractions, but of course, all of the shops are open.
Because money.
When Extra Magic Hours started way back when, it was about $12 per person. So in like 1990, that comes out to be about $30 per person. I say 1990 just because we were doing a lot of research on this, and there's really no exact start time when they did Extra Magic Hours.
Other than that, it cost money.
Right.
Yeah.
People said that they remembered in the 90s, but you don't hear anything about that, so we're just kind of saying 1990 as like a term. Yeah, cool. It kind of seems like they want to make it paid again. It is free currently. In quotes, it's free.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're going to try to make it paid again with these, after hours and early morning magic. But for this list, we're just including Extra Magic Hours. I'll start off by saying that we like Extra Magic Hours. We do use them.
Yeah, we do them. I guess the only times we really don't is kind of the morning ones, because sometimes it's just too darn early. I say that, but I know you get a lot done at rope drop. And if you're in the park even before the official rope drop, to everybody else that's not staying on Disney property, is it worth it? I don't know. In our vacations and our experiences, we haven't done the early morning. I mean, it is only 1 hour versus the night where you get anywhere from the 2 to 3 hours.
Right, and if the park opens at 8, you're getting there at 7.
Yeah,
or 9. I think 9's actually is when parks open is 9. So you're getting there at 8, but you still have to wake up early. Transportation.
Oh yeah, you're getting up
parking,
at 6:37.
Yeah, so it just seems like a lot. The night ones, when we're planning a trip, we always kind of have the week out saying, okay, Magic Kingdom has Extra Magic Hours the first night, then Epcot, and kind of plan our trip around them.
Yeah, and if we don't start off at that park, we'll at least finish at that park. So if Epcot has Extra Magic Hours that night, and we'll probably start off then at Magic Kingdom, do what we need to get there, plan our fast passes for Magic Kingdom, because we'll know at Epcot, when Extra Magic Hours start, there'll be nobody, close to, or there should be close to nobody there, is the idea around it.
Right, and so that's why Ryan just said idea, because we just kind of talked about all of like the good things, how we use it, but really it is on our overrated list because nowadays Disney is just too popular. There's just too many people in Disney. There are currently about 30,000 rooms, assuming every room is full with just 2 people. Now, when people go to Disney, it's probably families of 4. You have groups of 10, but we're just going to assume that, two people per room. So it's 60,000 people that are eligible for the extra magic hour.
He had a calculator for that.
Maybe. Not that all 60,000 people are going to be doing the extra magic hours, because, some of them are kids. It's going to be their bedtime. But that's still a lot of people that are eligible for extra magic hours. So really, it doesn't make it any less busy, because so many people are eligible for the extra magic hours, and they know that they're going to use it and go to that park. So it just makes the park, busier than it would be on a normal day.
You said for kids' bedtimes, but I mean, we've been there. I've been there and have seen, infants out, in extra magic hours. Let's say the Magic Kingdom is open until midnight. It's like 11:30. I mean, even if you stay all the way until midnight, you're still not getting back to your room. You have to think about waiting for a bus, and then the bus driving to your room.
Right, a monorail if you parked.
Yeah, you're not getting back to your room probably close until 12:30, 12:45. And then I know for even us in the past, we've been so kind of still like pumped, from staying up until midnight. You have this night energy that then you have to do something with, because then you're like, oh well, we get back and the parents are sleeping, and we're like, well, it's 12:30, and like we just got done riding Space Mountain.
Yeah, right. No, I agree.
Yeah.
So we will say that, like, we did define experiences as something that you have to pay for. You don't have to pay for extra magic hours, but you do have to stay on property.
So whether that's a benefit or
right,
they say it's included, but anytime anybody says, "Oh yeah, this is included,"
you're still paying
the fine
for it.
print.
Right.
Yeah,
if you were to stay off property,
exactly.
It's going to be cheaper than staying on property. But with on property, you get extra magic hours. So it's like free and included, but like you're still paying more for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why they call it on property versus off property. You're getting all these extra added benefits, which, if you do one vacation a year or one vacation every 2 years, and you really go all out for a Disney vacation, then yeah, staying on property, definitely worth it. If you're trying to squeeze as many times in a year, to go to Disney as like me and my wife just previously did, I've gone, I think it's either 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, with the annual pass, right?
Yeah, with the annual pass, just within, basically a year. So we started off with our honeymoon and ended our trip with our 1-year anniversary. And in between there went, 4 other times.
Right, yeah.
So sometimes, I think actually all of them we stayed on property, because you do get that extra added discount with
the annual pass.
Right. Which does help. And I suggest anybody get an annual pass if you're going to the park more than 10 days. It pays for itself. Plus you get, 20% off of merchandise, not including more room discounts.
15%
for when
off.
You go back.
You get 15% off selected tours.
Yeah, that too. Yep. And then there's other even select restaurants, even at Disney Springs, that will accept it. Even in, I know kind of Epcot's a little different because they're all not Disney specifically ran and owned, but even some of them take the annual pass discount as well.
Anyway, so reeling it back to extra magic hours, it's just kind of my final point on it. If you were to ask me 10 years ago if extra magic hours was worth it, absolutely. I remember it was me and my mother, and it was extra magic hours. Everybody left. It was just me and her. We did Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder Mountain, the Tomorrowland Speedway, right? And it was only in 2 hours. Nowadays, you can't do that. You might get 2 more rides in.
Yeah,
and they're not going to be walk-ons.
Yeah,
everything's
going
to be wait. Yeah.
And even back then, it was actually the paid thing. I remember Dad purchasing this, planned package for us. And then, just like all other events, you had to go in and get your wristband. They checked it at rides, all that. And it was something that you got benefit out of, looking at your, waiting in line for rides and all day and the heat of the sun versus spending, a couple extra dollars back in the 90s for, basically a walk-on. And I feel like now they kind of advertise it as, extra magic hours. There's not going to be a whole bunch of people in the park. And, they advertise it, I feel like every attraction is a walk-on.
Right, but it's not.
But
it's like they almost overhype it.
Yeah, I mean, why not just make the park open till 11 then?
Because really,
if the park closes at...
Don't get me wrong. During extra magic hours, you can definitely feel a difference, right? There is absolutely a difference with the amount of people in the park. But it's still not enough of a difference to really make a ginormous impact.
Yeah. We've never done the after hours event. I've heard mixed things about it, whether it's, not worth it, it's worth it. I mean, from the pictures, looks like to be no one in the park ever.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants it.
And I guess does anybody? Yeah, exactly. I know. Is it because nobody wants to spend that money for that? I get that, but again, for me, if it's the extra magic hours and the after, the after hours, I feel like I'd kind of pick the after hours.
Yeah, so we won't dive too deep in it because we don't have an official list yet for our underrated for next week. But I'm feeling that, the Disney after hours might be a topic that we're probably going to talk about because it's on our list. So it'll probably come up again at the underrated.
Yeah, we'll check that episode out and
find out. All right, let's move on to our second one, Ryan.
All right, so the second one is going to be dessert parties. And what Disney says is celebrate your sweet tooth in style at a series of dessert parties, each one set to a backdrop of a popular special event. While you celebrate the sights and sounds of unforgettable nighttime entertainment all across Walt Disney World Resort, don't miss the chance to delight your senses with tempting taste and scents. And where they have these from, and this is all from, Disney, the website. So it's Celebration at the top, Sip, Savor, Sparkle. That one's at the Contemporary California Grill. And then you have the Fantasmic Dessert and VIP Viewing Experience. That's at Hollywood Studios. Fairy Tale Fireworks, a Sparkling Dessert Cruise. That's at Magic Kingdom. Frozen Ever After Dessert Party at Epcot. Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam Holiday Dessert Party at Hollywood Studios. And then, of course, that's only at Christmas time. Pirates and Pals Fireworks Voyage. That's at the Magic Kingdom. Rivers of Light Dessert Party at Animal Kingdom.
Nobody's there. Nobody's
still there. Star Wars, a Galactic Spectacular Dessert Party at Hollywood Studios. And Fireworks Dessert Party at Tomorrowland Terrace. And that one's at the Magic Kingdom. They all seem to be roughly the same. It seems like they all start off at a base of $79. The Fantasmic one was the only one that I saw for $39, and I think for that one, it's not like all the other ones. I think you literally get like a box of desserts, like pre-selected desserts, and you get it, and then you go to your viewing area for Fantasmic. Though I'd never done it, so I'm sorry if that's wrong. If it's wrong, let me know on Facebook. So they all seem to start at $79. The cruise is $99, and then the celebration at the top at the Contemporary California Grill is also $99. Some of them also include kind of another experience on top of the dessert party. So like for Frozen Ever After, for example, which I'm sure your fiance Katie would absolutely love.
She loves it.
And we say that sarcastically because she actually hates it, despises it. But anyway, so Frozen Ever After, you get the viewing party for Illuminations, and then you have dessert, and then basically you get to ride Frozen Ever After the ride after the park is officially closed, because usually Illuminations is at 9 o'clock when the park closes at 9 o'clock. So that one is, you might get your bang for your buck there for $79. If you're a huge Frozen fan, I'll say I probably won't ever do a dessert party. I say that because usually when we go, we usually do a dining plan. So if I'm doing dinner before a firework, if I'm planning to go see Fantasmic, or if I'm planning to go see Illuminations, or any fireworks show, with the dining plan, you get dessert. With the sit down, you get dessert with it. So now I've had this huge meal. I've also had dessert. And now to throw a dessert party on top of that, and, even if I do the happily ever after dessert party, that's $84 a person. Now I have to eat $84 worth of
right.
dessert because I feel like I have to eat all the dessert I can. And that's just not possible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you just listed off 9 dessert parties. Some of them are available, throughout the different seasons. So, I get that. But that's still a lot of dessert parties between 4 parks. I mean, that literally averages out more than 2 a park. And Magic Kingdom alone, I think, had 3, including the Contemporary.
I will say, if you are trying to make your experience, trying to add something on, and let's say you are just going, you're not getting a dining plan, and you're just trying to add something to make it a little bit more magical, special, maybe throwing one of these dessert parties on isn't the worst thing, but I guess it all goes down to, do I go hungry? Do I go medium hungry? I don't even know what medium hungry means.
But I think what it really comes down to, is it worth the money?
Oh, for sure.
That's exactly what
at the end of at the end of it all, everything comes to money.
If you were getting kind of served almost, but we've seen them setting up in the Magic Kingdom, in the Terrence, and it doesn't even seem like it's like a sit down. It's like that they put out 100, if they're having 50
a buffet
people,
of desserts.
They put a buffet of desserts, and you have to keep walking so that you're not even getting served. So now you're paying $84 to serve yourself, have dessert, have cold dessert that's now going to sit out in the Florida weather, which, in December, okay, it's kind of cold.
July, it's still...
Yeah, but July, everything melts immediately. To me, dessert parties feel like a dance party.
Oh, yeah, no, hands down. And I was actually going to bring that up. Yeah, it's like the new dance party. Like, we have this really cool experience, the fireworks or a show.
Or Frozen Ever After, a new ride.
Yeah, let's throw a dessert party on it. I'm not surprised. Like a Pandora dessert party, or, the Toy Story Land dessert party. Well, I mean, they've had the early morning magic with, Toy Story Land when it first opened, that you could go and get breakfast and stuff like that.
I think they still have that. Oh, they may not have that breakfast.
Yeah,
aspect,
you got like breakfast at the ABC commissary, and then you went and...
I understand.
And, were able to access Toy Story Land early. Is this the new thing that, they keep on adding on dessert parties and stuff like that?
And it seems like if you were to look at a menu, it seems like all of the same dessert, they just give it like a special name, right? So like for Frozen, it's like Olaf's special frozen treat, right? Like, it's vanilla ice cream. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? To me, it doesn't seem worth the money, and that's why it's on the overrated list.
Yeah, no, totally. If the desserts were more, I guess I want to say seasonal, but like you were saying, it's not just at one party. It's Olaf, head on a cupcake. And then over at Star Wars, they have a Stormtrooper head on the cupcake.
Right.
And that seems very... I can go pick those decorations up at Walmart or Party City and throw that on a cupcake myself.
I feel like most of the cupcakes that they would sell, you could probably get from one of the bakeries inside the park.
Yeah. You could literally probably have your own dessert party. Just stop by the bakery right before the fireworks show.
You don't get the viewing area, but you get all the same exact desserts.
All the dessert and... Yeah, I mean, it very much feels like the same thing. But I guess to Disney's point, they keep adding all these. I guess they wouldn't add them if people weren't spending the money to do it, which I get, because money.
No, and I get that.
They're trying to make as much as they can, on all these extra added experiences.
Right. Disney is not afraid to have budget cuts. We know this from attractions, from history.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to have budget cuts. They wouldn't have 9 dessert parties, 8. I don't know. We'll just say 7 because some of them are seasonal, and but they wouldn't have 9 dessert parties if nobody was buying them. They would start cutting dessert parties.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What if they had a dessert dance party?
That would not be worth the money. Would it be free? Or
I would vomit. Here, eat 7 pounds of cheese. Eat $79 worth of cheesecake, and then go dance with Mr. and Mrs. Incredible.
You have to dance while eating the dessert too. You can't sit down and eat the dessert. Let it digest. No.
Oh no, there'd be a lot of code 99s, and I think that was. I'm trying to remember. I think that was code 99. I think it was vomit. It was throw up. I think because you didn't want to say
right,
throw up on stage. I'm pretty sure that was the code 99. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to reach out to one of my buddies and confirm. But so that'd be bad.
That would be the worst thing ever.
But I bet people would go.
I bet Disney's talking about it too.
And if you would go to a dessert dance party, leave us a comment on Facebook to let us know. Why? I don't know. No one's gonna comment.
Yeah.
But that'd be really funny.
I couldn't even imagine.
Anyway,
all right,
throw it on back to you.
So our next one is dressing up. And what we mean by that is that there are a couple places throughout Disney that you can kind of pay Disney to have you all done up looking like a princess or a pirate. The Pirate League is located in Adventureland, if I'm not mistaken. But we're mainly going to focus on Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique because it is it's the well-known one out of the two. It also has 2 locations inside Cinderella's castle in Magic Kingdom, and then also in Disney Springs. So as Disney puts it, step inside this enchanted beauty salon as a fairy tale comes true. With a wave of a magic wand, this boutique will pamper and primp your child until they are storybook stunning. I don't like the word primp.
Either do I. I know. We were talking about this before the show, and I mean, yes, it's what it means. Like primp, yes, to fix your hair,
do the hair, makeup. I just don't like the word. I don't know. I feel like they could have. If you read it, because you read it, you read this first. I typed this up, and you read it fast, and you were like, "What? They're gonna pimp your child?"
I was like, "What? They're gonna pamper and pimp your child out?" That sounds.
You get a cane, a hat with a feather in it.
Yeah, we probably just. Anyway, but it's
just a weird word.
But I mean, in a sense, yes, they basically do pimp your child out in whatever princess you want your daughter to be, or you can be a knight.
Yeah. So children can choose a hairstyle, then add makeup, nail color, and accessories, even a Disney princess costume. Children can also transform into a gallant knight because of equality, I guess.
Sure.
All right. So prices for this range from $20, which is the night package, which really isn't a bad price, all the way up to $450 per person.
That's a lot of coin.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of coin. I think the best part about this is the different hairstyles that the children can choose. There is Color Star, Fairy Tale Princess, and the one Ryan has on right now, Disney Diva.
I love it. I'm thinking about for work tomorrow, the Color Star. I feel like that's going to fit my outfit for tomorrow. I'll have to play around with it some more. I'll get back to you.
You can also add extra enchantments such as imaging package, t-shirts, and princess shoes. I feel like princess shoes would just be like glass slippers or just like the color of the costume you're wearing or something.
Yeah, Velcro shoes.
But even then, those are sold separately. I'll just start off by saying this is way too much money. This is absolutely too much money to have a child be dressed up as a princess it's too much.
No, it's a lot. And, I guess us never having gone through the experience, can say what the experience is, what you really get out of it. It seems like it's a full-on show for your kid.
Yeah, it takes but I disagree. It takes about an hour. So it's not going to be a full-on show. They're going to do your makeup, your hair, put on a dress, and you'll probably get to strut down a runway or something, showing off the new princess look. It just seems like too much money. Plus, if you have 2 daughters, that's $900 right there.
Yeah, if you go all out. I'm just saying, if when me and my wife do have children, and I have a daughter, I'm not saying I'm going to spend $450. I've said that now, but I probably will end up paying $450. I'll be interested to do this because I don't think I can not do this if I have a daughter.
I disagree. I think Katie and I, once we get married and have children, way in the future, I think it would be more fun to take the money and dress our daughter up ourselves. Put the makeup. Katie would put the makeup on her. Yeah, I would just stand there and be like, "Wow, that looks great. You're doing a good job." Yeah. Hold on, I can't hear you over the TV. But I would rather do that than pay somebody else who I'm never going to see again that is going to princess up my daughter.
Yeah.
I think it's just way too much money. I think it's a ripoff. I do. I think now there are many packages in between 20 and the 450. There are tons of packs. 450. Excuse me. 450 is like the max package where you get every type of accessory, every benefit, but it doesn't seem worth it. And I think that's why it's on this list. I think
the 450
it
doesn't. I'd rather go to. I could go to 6 other dessert parties for that much. All right, maybe not.
Maybe
but
he didn't. He's not. He doesn't do math.
I don't do math. Okay, but you go to a dessert party for that much.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it on the list, on the overrated list. Because it's too much money for really, with all the makeup, it's going to be gone the next day.
Yeah, I'd rather get for $450. I'd rather get put that $450 towards or really I guess any of that money towards an extra day at Disney
or something. Yeah.
I agree. Take that $450 and do the memory maker because in my opinion the memory maker is worth it. You get unlimited downloads of all of your pictures, and I guess where you don't get your money's worth is then if you don't find photographers to take your picture.
Well, not even that, you get all the ride photos too.
Yeah. That has been really, really worth it. And actually that's a benefit to Annual Pass is that you get it for a year. Me and my wife, we downloaded all of our pictures. Probably over 400 pictures of just us, and then we went together in January, so it's all pictures of our family. You can't go wrong with pictures because then in 5 years you're going to look back and be like, oh yeah, that was a great time, let's go back and do that.
I feel like we should just name this episode like how to buy an annual pass,
benefits to your annual pass,
right? Like nothing about Overrated, just promoting the annual pass.
Anyway, so to move along to the next one, it's going to be the Animal Kingdom tours. So Animal Kingdom has 4 backstage tours with animals. They're Up Close with Rhinos, Caring for Giants, Savor the Savannah, Evening Safari Experience, and Wild Africa Trek. So Up Close with Rhinos, basically you get up close with the white rhinos, Earth's second largest animal. This is a 60-minute guided adventure. The rhinos keepers will take you backstage to meet these massive creatures as few people ever do. The cost for this is $40 per person. And then note, no cameras, video, or cell phones. So you're paying $40 a person to experience something you'll probably never experience out in the wild, and you can't have a picture of it.
And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, because you absolutely want to be in the moment. You don't want cell phones to ruin it. But at the same time, a picture says 1,000 words. You can have a picture, and then immediately spin into, oh my gosh, I remember that day at the park when we did this.
Yeah, when we were
touching
less than 50 feet from a rhino.
Probably touching a rhino.
I'm sure they do it for safety reasons, and so people aren't distracted. Next thing you know,
they drop their phone.
Yeah,
Rhino eats
rhino
it, gets
crushes
sick.
it. Yeah,
yeah. No, I do understand that.
Even if it included a photo,
right? Because
photo moment,
because they have other
maybe it
tours.
Does. I would hope. I would hope it does.
I would hope, but
I would pull a Disney photo pass photographer in here and take my picture.
It's just, hey, come with me. You're coming on this tour. We're not paying for you. You got to pay for yourself.
So caring for giants, is basically the same thing as the rhino tour, but it's with elephants. Though you only get to see them from approximately 80 to 100 feet away, and then this one is $30 per person. So $10 less per person. But then again, there's no cameras, videos, or cell phones, and I guess I scratch my head at that because, all the elephants have their trunks on, so why can't I take a photo?
Listen to all the people not laughing at that joke.
I thought it was hysterical, okay? And if you don't know what that's from, basically it's from Jungle Cruise. You come out of the cavern cave there, and there's all these elephants, and the boat driver says, pull out your cameras and videos. You can take pictures of this, water elephant bath area. And it's okay. They all have their trunks on. I love the joke. I thought I made a joke. I
don't think anybody likes that
I
joke.
hope somebody else laughed when I said it as, oh, that was so funny. If you laughed, let me know on Facebook. So at least I know I can talk to somebody about Jungle Cruise that actually appreciates it as much as I do.
Your delivery of the joke wasn't good either, so that doesn't help. For $10, it's weird. For less, not $40, $30, the difference of $10, you are now backed up 80 to 100 feet away, yet you still cannot take photos. That doesn't seem worth it. I'll just kind of leave it at that.
So the third tour, Savor the Savannah, which is an evening safari experience. Immerse your senses during a privately guided journey and explore the sights and sounds and tastes of Africa. This is a 2-hour tour where you can discover the wonders of the continent's most amazing creatures and food. So this one is $169 per person. It's basically, you get in a private vehicle safari car and you ride the Kilimanjaro Safari ride, but in your private guided tour. So you can stop more, look at things.
You can actually ask questions.
Yeah, ask more questions and get more of that one-on-one rather than one-on however many fit on the Kilimanjaro ride.
And looking the other way.
And they're just, saying, oh, yeah, look, there's an elephant off to our left. And, and that's it. You get more of an experience of this is how much they eat and blah, blah, blah. Anyway. I don't know about that one either. Because I feel like, again, I could just ride Kilimanjaro safaris.
Right.
And
with the extra, where it gets expensive is for that private seating area, because you ride the Kilimanjaro safaris, but somewhere in the middle of the ride, I don't exactly know where, and I do apologize, you kind of take a turn off of the main course, and you're doing your own private course where it goes into a sitting area that's private, and there's food there. There's food and drinks from Africa that you get to try, and then you take the truck back to the unload area of the Kilimanjaro safaris. Again, just doesn't seem worth it. We have one more tour, and then we'll kind of talk about these.
So the last one is the Wild Africa Trek. Be awestruck viewing wild animals in their natural habitat on the 3-hour tour. Discover animals of nearly every variety living in the Safi River Valley, an uninhibited environment that resembles their home turf in Africa. You'll also receive complimentary photo services and a meal. This one ranges from $189 to $249 a person, depending on the season. I've seen videos and pictures, and I think a couple times going into Animal Kingdom, there have been, the cast members that do the trek with you in the full out gear, And basically it's, I mean, you wear a harness, you get hooked in, clamped in. I don't want to say it's a rope course, but like it's rope course-esque.
Yeah.
You get attached to not a zip line, but the same type of wire. I'm very descriptive. And walk across, there's like glass bridges or bridges that are like a piece of 2x4 that you walk on.
Right, so you can see below you, see the animals below you, kind of get in touch with your nature side.
Yeah, or there's one, I think you hook it behind you and you can literally like lean over these set of rocks and look at the lions and stuff like that.
Not me.
No. Would it be cool? Yes, for that amount of money.
And all of the reviews have been good reviews. Like no one's ever kind of came off that tour and been like, "Oh, that was kind of a waste of money." But to put the money out there and have a 3-hour tour where you are constantly on your feet and then go back to the amusement park, to me, I wish it would almost be longer. So then, like, that's your day. I understand it can't be longer because there's only so much space.
Yeah,
but it just, for that amount of money, I can't do it. I can't say I really want to do this.
Me neither. If there was some type of deal where it was, $100 a person, and it was only like me and my wife, I guess out of all of the tours, this would be the only one that I would consider if it was cheaper.
I completely agree. If it was cheaper, this would be one of the things for our honeymoon, mine and Katie's honeymoon in 2020. That I'm like, look, this is one thing we got to do. Because there's actually another tour in Magic Kingdom, kind of where you get to see the first level and like backstage of Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And for $100, and we were like, oh my gosh, like we really want to do this. Like that's not that bad of a price. But all 4 of these tours just do not seem worth it. They don't seem worth the money, the time, because the first ones are just an hour, and then the second one's 2 hours. You have to plan your day around those tours.
Oh yeah, and that might only be the only thing you do because you're going to walk and be on your feet for 3 hours.
Right, and then you're going to be tired.
Just thinking about it right now makes me tired. But
no, I absolutely, I completely agree with that.
Yeah. I got nothing else on.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's
Animal Kingdom tours.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just move on to our last one. This is our last overrated thing, Disney experience, and that is the VIP tours. Explore the parks with your own VIP guide. Your personal guide will plan the most efficient and enjoyable way for groups up to 10 to see and do all that's on your list. I didn't pass the second grade. I failed 4 times because I didn't know how to read. I didn't. That was just a joke. It wasn't a good one. After being picked up from your Central Florida accommodations in a private vehicle, experience unparalleled hospitality at one or more of the theme parks. Ride your favorite attractions and watch magnificent parades, live shows, and select nighttime spectaculars from special reserved viewing areas alongside a VIP tour guide. First off, I don't know why they just didn't say hotel. Disney just didn't say pick you up from like your hotel or room. That's just a weird sentence to me.
Well, I think they pick you up from literally anywhere.
Pretty cool, I guess.
Like off property.
Yeah.
Is what that would mean to me.
I guess to kind of summarize it, so it doesn't say like Disney Hotel.
Yeah.
So anybody can do it from anywhere in the Central Florida. I don't know why I said Grand. Pricing for this varies between $425 to $625 per hour. And that's depending on the season. You have to do a minimum of 7 hours. So without tax, that is $2,975 to $4,375. That is the starting cost. I'm assuming that's going to be when Disney's not busy. Like in March, kind of the November time.
Maybe after the new year.
Yeah.
Now-ish.
If the off chance that you're doing... I don't know where I'm going with this. Magic Kingdom is open for 12 hours. Let's say you have, you want to do a tour guide for the 12 hours. that would cost you $5,100 to $7,500. I mean, that's a Disney trip by itself.
Yeah.
Me and my fiance are doing pricing, and that just laid out our budget for our honeymoon.
Total.
Yeah, the total that just laid it out. So it's just way too much money. Plus, on top of that, you have to have a ticket into the park. It doesn't come with a ticket. You have to buy a ticket, buy your accommodations, and then buy this package.
Yeah. And altogether, if I'm sure it is a wonderful experience, and if money was no option, it wouldn't be on this list. But because it is, it just definitely doesn't seem worth it. With the right plan in place, with your fast passes picked out, you're going to get everything done. Is it going to be the quickest? No, but you're going to get everything done.
If you're there for a week, you can easily get anything done.
Yeah.
As of right now, when Star Wars opens and everything.
Yeah, that's a whole
That's different. but if you're there for a week and you have Park Hopper, you can easily get everything done that you want to get done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know they walk right onto the rides. They use the Fast Pass entrance to do that. I've heard stories where on this VIP tour that one group wanted to ride Space Mountain, so they did it 10 times. And you can do it in a row. So it's not like it's a completely guided thing. The guest kind of picks what they want to do.
Right,
which, again, is a very cool and neat element, but because money is a variable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the VIP, that guide is you're gonna be walking into Tomorrowland, and he's gonna see oh, look at that pole. That was the first pole Walt Disney ever created. That was the first pole placed in the park. He's gonna give you cool facts every once in a while.
I hope it's not a pole fact.
I'm just I don't. It's the first thing that came to my mind was a pole.
As a pole.
I don't know why. Let's move on from that. It just as Ryan said, if money wasn't an option and you've never been to Disney, this is an awesome thing to do. But money is an option. Money goes into play. I mean, it is almost, during the busy season, a starting cost for 7 hours would be $4,375. That's not including how long you stay at Disney. And the group's only to 10. You can do more people, but with that, you have to add on another tour guide for the same exact price. It's just too much money. It doesn't seem worth it for the money.
Especially when you can do one of the lesser tours. If you're just interested in the Magic Kingdom, you can do just a Magic Kingdom tour for a fraction of that cost. And that's, 5 hours or so. We did the Backstage Magic tour that hit all 4 parks. Did it hit all 4? Did it hit Hollywood Studios? I'm trying to remember.
So it hit Hollywood Studios, but it was where they keep all the costumes in the back. We never actually went into Hollywood Studios.
Okay, that was it. Yeah. So in a sense, it hits all 4 parks. You get to see the greenery. I don't know.
I don't know where that's at, but you get where they kind of keep all of the greens and all of the flowers and
everything,
stuff and mold for the flower festival. So we did that, and it was worth it. It was good. Do we have to do it again? No.
No, not unless, enough time goes by. But it's you do it once, and if it's going to be the same exact tour, the same exact thing, I've seen it. Do I want to spend more money to see it again?
And with the tour, we felt that we didn't get enough time in each park. It was okay, we're in this park. Okay, time for the next park. Travel. Okay, look at this building. Okay, let's go to the next park.
But definitely the stuff you saw was definitely unique. You can't see it any other way except doing, a tour like that, or really any of these tours. You can't see backstage or anything,
right?
Unless you do it.
I think you just summarized it and said why it's worth it. Is you can't do it any other way. With this VIP tours, it's just having somebody walk you around in the park. and basically skipping every line.
Yeah.
You get that with fast passes. You can walk around the park yourself. You can stop and look at things. You can do whatever you want. You don't need a guide to tell you what to do. Yeah, if you've never been there, you might not have the best action. You say, oh, let's go to Space Mountain, and then our next fast pass is in 5 minutes, which is a Big Thunder Mountain, which is a complete end of the parks, right? So like a guide would be like, oh no, don't do that, do this. But you can do all of that. It just doesn't seem worth it for the money.
Yeah, definitely. Did you have any other things on any of the overrated? I'm really surprised on the Animal Kingdom one. Maybe that should be a tour. If an Animal Kingdom tour where you get to go backstage and watch a squirrel get a flu shot.
And then after you get to go to a dessert dance party.
A dessert dance party. I think that would sum up the perfect day at Walt Disney World. Well, anyway, if you agree with any of the things we talked about, if you disagree with any of the things we talked about, carry that conversation on to Facebook. We're more than happy to comment back and say, yeah, you know what? You actually bring up a valid point. Or no, don't agree with that. That dessert parties are. I'm still not going to pay for a dessert party, and I'm probably still not going to go to a dance party. So yeah, just let us know. Definitely carry that conversation over to Facebook and let us know. Don't forget that our next episode we'll talk about the underrated items. So make sure you check that out. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review as it helps us improve the show. And as always, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Facebook. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.